Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe is Bunha Huwa Gosht. It is a recipe using around a pound of red meat. We will go over the ingredients as we go. Now there is two ways to make this recipe. One where you're using a normal wok, or the other way would be a pressure cooker. I'm going to show you the way of the wok because not everybody owns a pressure cooker. Now you're going to use around 2 tablespoons of oil and make sure you heat it up before adding the onions in. The longest step of this recipe is making the onions amber color. So you're going to cook them until they are brownish. Then you're going to take around 3 cloves of garlic and around an inch of ginger and just make sure they are ground. Once your onions is a golden brown color, you're going to add the garlic and ginger and you're going to cook it until the smell overtakes you, where it's just a beautiful smell. So you're going to actually cook it for around a minute or two, making sure that the garlic and the ginger do not burn, so they're lightly cooked. Once you get that nice smell going around a minute in, you're going to throw in around a half of a medium-sized tomato. Make sure you dice it before you put it into the pot, and you're not going to put more than that tomato. Now some people prefer to put in yogurt, but I rather we put in tomato because of the fact that the yogurt gives it a different taste, and the tomato actually gives it that tart taste that we want. Now you're going to cook the tomatoes in for around 2 to 3 minutes, just until they're soft and mushy. Once the tomatoes are soft and mushy, then you're going to throw in your red meat. Now I personally used goat meat. It was around a pound of goat meat. That's, of course, it was boned meat, so there wasn't that much actual meat on it. Once your tomatoes are nicely cooked and mushy, then you're going to add in your red meat and you're going to mix in the red meat. So basically you're going to coat it with the onion and tomato mixture that we just cooked, and then you're going to cover and cook for around 5 to 10 minutes. Now while the meat is cooking, we're going to take out our seasonings. We're going to need around a half a teaspoon of black whole pepper, so that's around 12 whole peppers. Then we'll need around 3/4 of a stick of cinnamon. Then you will need around a half teaspoon of curry powder, and you will need 1 big cardamom. Then you will need a half teaspoon of ginger powder, then around a teaspoon and a half of garam masala. I do have a recipe on how to make garam masala on the side, so I will put that in the link below. Then you'll need around a teaspoon of chili powder, half teaspoon or a teaspoon. I wanted to make it a little bit less chili, so I put a half teaspoon of chili powder, and then of course 1 teaspoon of salt. Now after 5 to 10 minutes of the meat steaming at medium to low heat, you will open it and you'll see that there's a little bit of water that the meat itself has let out. You're just going to mix it around, and at this point you're going to add your seasonings. Once you add in your seasonings, you're going to give it a really good mix, so you have to make sure that all the meat is covered with the seasoning. Once you have done that, you should take around like 1 to 2 minutes to do this, so that everything is coated and there is a nice smell coming from your food. Once everything is coated, you're gonna add around a cup and a half of water, and you're going to let it cook covered. Now if you're cooking in a pressure cooker, this is the point that you will cook it with pressure for around 5 minutes, so that your red meat is cooked. If you're cooking without the pressure cooker like I am, you're going to add the water, and then you're going to cook it at medium to low heat for around 15 minutes. And just open it once in a while to make sure that it's not actually sticking to the bottom of the pot and not burning from any place. I'm just going to give it a nice mix. From this point, the recipe is actually just smooth sailing. You're literally just going to let it cook on its own, where you're just checking on it every 5 to 10 minutes, so you can make like a side dish while you're letting this cook on its own. Now, as you can see, towards the end, when after the 15 minutes were over, I actually did it for 20 minutes because I wanted to make sure it was really nice and soft. So towards the end of the 20 minutes, I opened it to see that there was still a lot of water left, and what I did was that I left it open and just cooked it while mixing. So I actually ended up making the heat a little bit higher from medium low to medium high, and I let it cook until I dried out most of the gravy, and there was just a little bit gravy left. Normally Bunha Huwa Gosht has little to no gravy, but because my kids like gravy, I ended up leaving a good amount of gravy in there, and you need to make sure that it's like a thick gravy. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel and wait for more videos just like this. If you have any certain recipe that you want me to try or make a video about, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and I will get back to you guys. Assalamu alaikum.